Hey everybody, it is a pleasure to be with you on a Saturday. How about that? Where are you coming from? Where are you watching from? I see good buddy Danny Orleans there. Looking forward. Just got back from Vegas. Danny was at a trade show with 100,000 people in a world where nothing is happening. Somehow leave it to Danny to show up and be at a trade show with all those people. Just fantastic. So that may have been the grabbing the skids on the final copter out of town here as we prepare for the new normal, and exactly what I want to talk to you guys about today. And we're looking forward to drop into the thing. Got a couple other people here. The Illusion Academy, Learn Magic Online. Awesome. Oh, you're going to love this, Joey, because I'm going to have a little piece of the slide in here that talks about you today. So welcome, everybody. Drop in where you are watching from. And also, have you had a gig canceled? Has the new normal, as I'll call it, affected you yet? Has it grabbed you by the throat, by the heart, by the props, and just said, we're going to do things a little bit differently for a little while? I'm really looking forward to sharing this with you as we go forward. This is the Bold Frontier. And as I mentioned on a live back on Tuesday, I think I did it, I've been through the Y2K, the financial bust, a bill that made it illegal for the likes of me and us to perform at corporate events, 9/11, previous coronaviruses. There has just been so much that's already happened, and we'll get through this one. And to that end, I'm really looking forward to being with you to help you navigate this beast we're going through. So let's jump into this here. I'm not going to spend too much time. It is a lovely Saturday. But I want to talk about weekend number 1 of the new normal. And I think I have 3 or 4 or 5 ways. I don't know. I just sometimes get going on these presentations and think I'm going to do it one way and then keep writing for you guys. I really, really want to show up during this time to help you come out of this better than you went into it. And that's a big task, believe me. There's nothing easy about that, but I believe it can be done. I've done it so many times in my career. And what we will do here is dig into how you can do it in your career. Woo, good. Hey, I see a bunch of people joining here. Good to see you guys. I'll throw up a couple comments here. Hey, and throughout it, if you have questions, comments, drop them in the screen here. We can bring them live. Look at this. This is Danny. 5 trade shows cancel, all in March and April. How about that, my friend? Yeah, we're here. You got a piece of that big one. Must have been something to be out there amongst all those people in Las Vegas when the world was kind of shutting down. All right, let's dig into this one. Why don't I have new slides here? Let me hit home on this thing. Yep, I was at the end. Finding the silver lining in the new normal. 100% up to you, you guys. There's no way anyone's going to do it for you. Schools are shut down. Flights are a little bit emptier. Going to be even more empty. Concerts, conferences, trade shows, all being turned down. So finding the silver lining in that, and there is one, but I promise it is up to you. So let's focus on the positive, right? That which we can control. Because knowing that we will pop out of this lets us engineer our reentry at the most brilliant time, which is beforehand, getting things done. They say the smartest time to have planted a tree is 100 years ago. The second smartest time is today. So if we couldn't have done it back then, we can. And over the next couple week or so, I'm going to be talking about money, gigs, equipment, household, lifestyles, just so much that I've been filling up my 4x8 foot whiteboard with in my office that I want to really set you guys up for the reentry. And it's a total pivot for me. This time of year, I'm usually planning and launching a Showbiz Blueprint, and the time for that will come. But right now, it's about making sure that when we do reenter, it's better than we went into this. So let's stay on that. Overarching strategy for this live I want to do today is I want to invite you to be extremely, extremely protective of those 7 holes in your head, all right? They are the doors to the heart and the mind. And I may have had this slide a little bit out of order here. We'll see. As I said the other day, thoughts influence our feelings, which influence our actions, and those determine our results. So we'll dig into those. I'll share actions that you can take in 3 key categories today. First, I want to talk about our humanity, right? That this is the moment. Have no doubt. This is the moment why entertainers are here. I mentioned this the other day on a live. In the old days, no king announced bad news until the jester was in the house. right? The jester was there to calm it, to ease the tension, to take away that edge, and to make it all acceptable to the village. And that is the work of entertainers. That's what we're doing here today. So trust what brought you. Minimize your exposure to the negativity. The brainwashing is so powerful today. Between social media, TV, 500, 600, 1,000 channels coming at you through on the wall, in your pocket, through the XM satellites, newspaper, everywhere you can look and feel and hear, it's coming at you. And that affects every cell of your being. And then maximizing your exposure to the creativity. That is what brought you. That is what makes us the entertainers we are, is that creativity. So don't back down now. How will you inspire, connect? How can you do all of that in your community so that they absorb goodness into their life, the goodness that you bring as a creative? That's the goal that we have now. How to do this in a way, in a time now when it's needed more than ever. How do you do it? How do you show up? Keeping who we are in check and always leading with what has gotten us here. I'm in a group and a guy named Corey just posted this. So in just over a decade or so, we'll be talking about the baby boom of the coronials. As they age, they'll become the quarantines. So you know what? This dude is always funny in this group, and I just love, I don't know if that's his own or whatever, but I just love that we are able to start and play with that. So little pieces of that, keeping in check who we are, taking risks that are authentic, and never doubt that as an entertainer, that right now the stage is yours. All right, you are an entertainer, and right now the stage is yours. Look at this, you guys. Unbelievable. This is happening in Italy. It's a big village. This video goes on and on. I don't want to play it and slow down this thing, but let me tell you that video grows and grows, and I've seen a few of these posted on socials recently. Italy, where a country is shut down, there's these huge complexes and singing in the streets. Oh gosh, unbelievable what it does and how that feels. So take the risk right now to show up. Community, and that's where I want you to play with showing up and how you can do this in your community. You can touch, connect, and lead without risk. All right, while still keeping that all important social distancing and all the safety precautions we have going on right now. But we just got to know from our school that they're just saying don't have play dates. You know, if these things haven't separated us enough in the last 5, 10, 20 years, now it's being required that we isolate and we keep across. So as entertainers, hey, this is our time to find ways to connect, and you can do it all while staying safe. Your community, I promise you, no matter how bad it feels for you, your community is suffering right now. Yeah, there's personal strife, and there's things in our family and our work. Danny mentioning that all these shows getting turned off. We're all feeling that. And it's not as bad as it can be. And as an entertainer, you have a step up that is unbelievable. Your relatability and professionalism is uncanny. So use your art to smooth out the edges. A little bit goes a very long way. It might be a joke. It might be a simple little thing like my friend Corey shared in that group. It may be starting a song, creating a video, finding a way in your community to light up, to bring some joy where there is only darkness and despair right now. That is what you have the ability to do. We serve through compassion. As entertainers, we have always done that. So build connection, deliver a call to action. You hold the key to building people up. And I don't know what it looks like for you. I started writing a bunch of ideas when I was putting this presentation together. But the truth is, I don't even want to foul your nest. I want you to think of the ways to do this. And yeah, if you have a way, something working for you, you can share in the content. I will share one, though, because it popped into my life. Joey Pipia, who's a member of this community. Look at this. This is his daughter. They tour around the country as Psychic Dynasty. Talk about stepping up and helping. All Washington State schools are closed. These guys, and I know Joey. Joey is not a technical whiz, all right? He doesn't have a little microphone a quarter inch above his head right here, doesn't have a full studio, doesn't do all this, and it doesn't matter a bit. He got in touch with some of the governments in Washington and has started a school every day online now where folks are magicians, ventriloquists, jugglers, teaching variety arts to kids. I mean, it's unbelievable to be able to show up in this way. Can you imagine just grabbing it, the opportunity to show up and play bigger in the community? So get in touch with Joey. You can look up Joey Papilla and find him. He's probably looking for some people to add lessons. I may do something here on his school too, because I just love the mission. So in business, let me touch on the third that I want to do here. I mentioned it at the top and I wanted to plant that seed, but boy, you guys, there has never been a better time to be more protective of those 7 holes in your head. And let me talk about a few ways to do them. The nose, all right? The nose is breathing and breath and connecting right to the heart. So slow down your breathing. This will speed up your creativity in these times of panic and stress and despair and fear. And if you, God forbid, are studying media and watching that stuff more than about 2 minutes a day, you have to find a way to slow down your breathing and keep in control. Your creativity will get buried under all that noise. So also the power of the nose, using smells to calm anxiety, stress, and fears. We all carry so many powerful pathways to who we are, who our truth actually is, through the smell of cinnamon, rose, thyme, something cooking, a soup cooking. How can you use these holes in your head to bring you back to center and remember that creative person who you actually are? Next, the ears, another one that we have a pair of here. Messaging matters. What goes into a recipe determines the results, and what we allow in through our ears is a powerful ingredient in the recipe of who we become in our community, our family, and our lives, and our business, and moving forward. All right, so I'm going to invite you to safeguard these bad boys real big. Inspire yourself with music, podcasts, books. And at the bottom of it all, being open to newness, because we are, as this is called, we are in the new normal, and these are new times. So allow yourself the freedom that comes with opening up to newness in new times. And finally, the eyes. This is the one, you guys, you got to hire the biggest, gnarliest bouncer who you can afford for your eyes to keep out the distractions. All right, what would you look at? What would you do with your eyes if you had 30 days left to use them? Right? What would you do with your eyes if you had 30 days left to see? That's the kind of level we have to play at right now, because that's we never know where we're at right now, right? Everything you allow through your eyes has intended and unintended consequences, both intended and unintended consequences. So I'm going to ask you to get that bouncer highly evoked. Spoil yourself. Treat your brain knowing that you're preparing for the new normal with every single thing that you bring into these holes in your head over the next days, weeks, months. We don't even know how long this is going to go. But one thing I can tell you, I'm on enough boards, on enough committees, on enough steering groups right now of things that this isn't turning around real fast. We all know that. So let's be real careful with these holes in our head. And finally, the mouth, the one that has the input and the output, right? What goes in is worth your consideration. Remembering that the mouth is a port for nutrition, and it's not a portal for covering up feelings and emotions, fears. Use it as a portal for nutrition. It'll serve you really well going forward here. I just passed my 8-year anniversary for sugar-free. It's a different world on that side. I'm not saying you have to go that far, but boy, being aware, taking great consideration with what goes in, and then also what comes out, because what comes out can and does change lives. Every interaction you have. You know, it'd be way easier for me to be upstairs in my house hanging out with my family in a warm fire that I started about a half an hour ago. But no, I know what comes out of my mouth right now is touching lives. The live I did on Tuesdays, I don't know, have probably almost 1,000 hits right now between YouTube and Facebook. So I know the stuff is changing lives. It's important to me to show up as a leader at these times, all right? There's no chance that I'm going to hide out and do what's easier. What comes out of my mouth right now can and does change lives. And the good news is that you know what to say to who and when. You know this beyond a doubt. Trust yourself during these new normal times, right? The new normal means that you have to trust yourself to know what to say to who and when. All right. Couple of ways you can win this week, and I will pop back on here in a few days. I'll try and give you a little bit more notice, but the truth is busy, a lot going on. And when the time comes up, I say, oh, I got time today at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to run down and do a live. So wins this week, quick ways you can do it. Decide on an action you'll take for your community. And here's a good challenge. One win you'll make with each of these sets of holes in your face, right? The ears, the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. What do you want to do for that? You know, I was on a call this morning. It was actually my very first, it was supposed to be a live event. I was supposed to be in Santa Cruz, California this whole weekend at a leadership conference for a group I'm a part of. And it had to be converted to a Zoom meeting. So we had a 3-hour Zoom meeting from 8 to 11 this morning. And it was quite remarkable. I saw some ways to even make it better. I wasn't leading it. I was a participant in it. But what I did see was that we were able to connect. We were able to do something pretty damn amazing. So it's going to be happening that way for quite a while right now. So decide on an action that you'll take with your community and with each of the sets of holes in your head. Gosh, I mentioned that other thing for a reason. I lost it a little bit. So I invite you to take a risk, to lean into your creativity more than anything. That's why you're here. That's why you're in this community. That's why you got a message from me today. Trust yourself to know what it is that you have to say, who you have to say it to, when you have to do it, and when you're willing to risk it. Forget the past. That is a story. Love that word, history. His story. Right? The stories about the past. So what is the history? You can let that go in these new times. Evaluate your core values because we are creating the new normal. And if there is a chance, and there will be an opening, I'm going to invite you to see the gifts of this time that we're in right now. There are gifts. They're not obvious right now. You know, I remember, not in my office, I have this little pin that was put in my collarbone in February of 2007, 13 years ago. I didn't see any gifts in it at the time, but the gifts in the last 13 years I've seen from that instant in time when I flew off and shattered my collarbone have been immeasurable. So know that we will find the gifts of this time, I promise you, and they are probably hiding under something that looks and smells like fear and sadness right now. All right, that is it. Let me bring a couple of comments. Let me just take a peek through here and just see what we are. Folks, we have a bunch of people online here. Fun watching your live. I'll send these to the screen here. Thanks so much, Anthea. Fun. What is this one? What does it say? Darn, I have to run, but we'll check. Oh, okay, great. Oh, and Danny wrote, Barry, you are my bouncer. I love that. I will totally be the bouncer for you. And Oakland in the house. All right, everybody. Really good to be on here with you this morning, whether you're watching on Facebook or on YouTube. Great to do a simulcast, and really nice to be here live with you and connecting in. All right, I will talk to everybody soon. We'll do some more this week. If you have questions, if you're watching on a replay, please drop something into the comments. I'll happily pop back in and answer any questions that you have. And as always, remember, this is weekend number 1 of the new normal, and how you show up, what you create, where you find the silver lining is 100% up to you. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.